and welcome back for episode 2 of the Stream PC. So building off of last episode, I think we should talk about kind of like for new streamers, they come in and they struggle, and one of the biggest questions that I see them ask. Nobody asks me questions yet. I'm not popular. One of the biggest things I see, like on X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, is what game do I play? So how do you guys make the decision to run the content that you're running today, and why do you play the games that you play, and how do you answer that question? We'll start with you, Lucky. How do you answer that question to a newer streamer? What game do I play? What do I stream?
For me personally, it's whatever you enjoy play. Play what you want and how you want.
Okay.
And unless you're hacking, then uninstall the game, please.
Uninstall all games. Yeah. So you think anybody and everybody should just stream what they want? Just
play what you have fun doing, because when you're
Okay.
having fun, you're yourself.
So this is not a shot at any of you guys that play these games that I'm about to mention, but so if you just enjoy farming, you should play Farm Simulator on stream, and you think they can grow an audience that way.
There's quite a few people that play the Farming Simulator.
It's so popular right now.
Washing Simulator.
Yeah. Simulator games are super popular in general.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a community for everything. There is a community for, if you want to teach me how to cook a casserole, you could have a casserole only. You could be up in that kitchen just doing the dang thing. And
you get me as a host. I'm going to teach you how to whip.
Yeah, they're going to teach you how to whip up those pancakes. It's going to be great. It's going to be one of those things. You can do it if you want to. But you have to be true to yourself, kind of like Lucky said. Now, do I do it differently? A little bit.
Oh, let's hear it.
I do enjoy survival games. Yes. But as someone who is streaming, you need to look at how many people are streaming a certain game. If you want to take this seriously and grow your stream quickly, you want to be in not oversaturated games, and you want to be one of the higher people up in that with your concurrent viewers. Now, if when you're first starting off, it doesn't really matter, to be completely honest. Pick a genre you like and make content around it, make clips, post those on other socials. That's really the game there. If you enjoy Minecraft, play Minecraft. If you enjoy COD, play COD. But once you start learning a little bit and growing a little bit in your stream, you need to kind of look at that. Like, Minecraft has way more concurrent players or streamers and viewers right now than Ark does, right?
Okay.
So if I play Ark, there's a higher chance that I'm going to be higher up on the list of people that are playing Ark. So people are more likely to go look for that game and click on my name because they see that I have one of the higher view counts on that particular category.
Okay.
Now, is that always the case? No. But is it possible that they're going to click on it and not look all the way down at the bottom? Yes. Not a lot of people go all the way down to the bottom or view from 0 all the way up. That's an option on Twitch. I particularly like to do that whenever I'm raiding out to people. I like to raid out to people that have like nobody in their stream because I want to make somebody's day.
Right.
But a lot of people don't do that. They use raids as like networking tools and things like that. But
which I agree with and I disagree with, and using a raid for networking. Mm-hmm. But go ahead. Sorry.
My biggest advice is pick one game, stick with that one game until you start getting an audience that likes you for you and not for the game you're playing. That is so much easier to grow your stream that way than it is from playing PUBG one day, Minecraft the next day, Call of Duty, Sea of Thieves, whatever, just jumping around every other day. If you have, well, I do the same thing now. I play multiple different survival games now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I first started, I played PUBG. That's it.
Don't forget
Straight PUBG for a while. Well, I ended up going to Pokemon because there was a community vote to play Pokemon. That's stuff you can add in, but that's because you guys already liked me already. which I don't know why you ended up watching to begin with, because you don't even watch PUBG or like PUBG, so I don't even know how that happened, Lucky. But we're just gonna allow that because I'm
Faith.
confused.
It's supposed to happen.
So by the time I started watching you, Sauce, you weren't playing PUBG that much.
When I met you,
I
you were
want to
playing Ark.
say,
Yeah.
I want to say the first time I ever went into your stream, you were playing Pokemon.
It might have been one of my first Pokemon streams, though.
That sounds
It might have been.
like a reason why Lucky was there for sure.
It does. It does. But what I mean is, you want to kind of pick one type of game or one game that has the lower amount of people that watch it or stream it, which I know it sounds counterproductive, like big number, more people. Right. But there's also more streamers. And those streamers that are streaming that are normally big streamers. Like my stream versus XQC stream's not going to be the same thing. And people are going to want to click on XQC stream over a Sauce McSaucy stream because it's XQC.
Right.
And even if we're playing the same thing, playing different things, doesn't matter. He's going to be the highest part of that list, where I'm going to be somewhere towards the middle bottom. And you got to weigh your options here. So I say find a game or find a genre that you like and stick to that until you have a solid viewer base that enjoy you.
Yeah, which is funny because, like you said, you're playing, 4 or 5 different titles right now, but they have the same basic genre, like same basic aspect to them. So
based around survival.
If I'm an Ark fan and I don't like Minecraft, for whatever reason, but I like you, I'm more willing to sit through Minecraft because it's easier to pick up and understand what's going on because you're already familiar with that genre, that type of thing. And then in reality, you might end up bringing a fan over to Minecraft. So.
Yeah, and there's your job as a streamer, which I know job as a streamer, whatever, like this, like I said, my full-time job, right? But your job is not to play video games and be entertaining. Where that is the job to some extent, your job is to make them a fan of you.
Right.
Because everyone that clicks on your stream at the beginning has no idea who the hell you are.
Right.
They like the game you're playing, or they're like, that guy looks kind of cool, clicks on it, and starts talking, or starts lurking, or sends one message in 3 months like Lucky. So that's your whole goal, is to make someone a fan of you versus the game. If you can switch games and they stay, that's when you know that you've made it somewhere streaming.
Right. When you start building that sense of community.
Or that guy's got a cat on his head,
Yeah. Or you have things like cats on your head. Yeah, that works too.
Nice. Yeah. Basically my answer when asked or presented this question is really what you started to hit on there at the end is the game 100% absolutely does not matter, because they're not going to stay there for that game. Now, they might have got there because they were interested in that game. Cool. But like Sauce just explained, is they have to fall in love with you. Okay. And it's a different segment that we'll get into for sure. But you also don't want to give too much of yourself to the stream, but we'll come back to that later. But they have to have, a reason to want to think to themselves, when is Sauce live next? When's Lucky's next stream? You have to give them that reason to come back. So, like I said, when I first started playing with Lucky on Warzone, I thought I was just had to be the sweatiest person on the team while I was streaming. And that got me nowhere. When people started coming in and I started, letting my actual personality seep through versus like this cool, I'm a COD guy, come out is when actually I started to grow finally. So at the end of the day, no, the game doesn't matter. For discovery purposes, like Sauce explained, yes. I mean, if there's, 100 super big streamers streaming Call of Duty, maybe that's not the move today because you're probably not going to get found. But like Lucky said, I think Sauce said it too, they look for streamers who don't have anybody. So you may get lucky and you get a good raid that way, like I did, because that literally is my story. Is I got lucky. I had 0 viewers, and Lucky comes in. And I got lucky with Lucky, and I gained one friend out of his raid. One. And, I am tuned, gave me the confidence to keep going. He introduced me and taught me about Discord, and he showed me Lucky's Discord, invited me in there, and then it all blew up from there. So, it took 8 months. So are you willing to wait 8 months? Probably not. So yeah, the game doesn't matter. Your production matters, what you put on, what you do, how you are, how you interact. And I think a funny and very interesting thing that people don't talk about is hate. How you handle hate can really make or break you as far as like gaining a community and gaining a viewer. If you get hit with a hate raid, it's going to happen. When you get hit with a hate raid, is what I should say. How you handle it, one of those potential hate raiders that came in trying to be a jackass could easily turn into a fan if they're like, man, I love the way this guy handled that. And they start getting to know you. You obviously don't want that kind of trash around you, but I'm just saying how you handle things. Maybe you have a lurker in there that's checking you out that happens to be there when it happens. And they're like, wow, he handled that. Yeah, let me continue to learn about this guy. So to me, the game doesn't matter. So I agree with what Lucky said. Play with what you want. And, basically mixing what they said together is play what you want, play what you are happy playing because your personality is going to seep through, and remember that you're putting on a show. So in your head, if you're getting headshots and you're like, got him, don't keep that in your head. Say it out loud. Got him. Because, that might be funny. I was playing Golden in Madden the other day, and I just randomly kept yelling cookies, and then everybody fell in love with the way I said cookies. It's just so random. Just random things happen.
Yeah. Or just narrate everything you do.
Yeah, especially when you
like you do. Yeah, like if you do something a certain way for whatever reason, just say why you do it, why you're doing this out loud.
That's your best practice you can have. Because
Oh, yeah.
who's going to want to go into your stream and just watch you sitting there playing a game doing this? For those of you just listening, I'm just sitting here and not talking.
Boring.
Exactly. So narrate what you're doing, like Lucky said. Talk to yourself. Be crazy. Do the things.
Yeah.
Answer your own questions.
Do I want pizza later?
You won't be crazy.
Yes. Yes, I do want pizza
Absolutely.
later.
If you're building something, like go through, like for a survival game, talk about why you're talking about building this way, what you need for crafting, what you're going to get. If you're playing COD, trash talk a little bit. People love people that trash talk. Why do you think Aztecan's popular, man? Dude, so toxic.
I was never good at trash talking.
Yeah.
Lucky does the opposite of trash talk. He's like, but I love you still.
I'm sorry I knifed you from 5 yards away.
I didn't mean it.
Can we still be friends after this?
Hug me.
No, he's not that, man. So yeah, to answer it, I mean, take what you want from everything that we just said. I know there's a lot of streamers out there that'll tell you, find a game with nobody streaming it. Well, when nobody's streaming it,
no one's looking.
If there's only 10 viewers to one streamer, they've already chosen that person as home, maybe they click over on you, but then there's only 10 potential people to find you.
I think
don't know how well that works.
The sweet spot, if you're looking for a game like that, I think is between 5,000 and 10,000 viewers. It's kind of the sweet spot because that's not an overly saturated game with like 60,000 viewers or 100,000 viewers, but it's still not a dead game because you don't want to be streaming a game that's dead because no one's going to look for dead games. It just doesn't happen. You might luckily find someone that likes that game, like, oh my God.
Right.
But it's super, super rare. So.
Yeah, like when I loaded up Midnight Club 3 from the PS2, that was a really good stream for me because luckily I have my community that backs me. So I'm already got to be the top of that list because I'm already coming in with 10 viewers. So it automatically put me at number 1. So anybody that was like nostalgic about that game, they automatically got to see me first, which was super cool. I got a couple follows and a couple new chatters and it was super great. It was a great experience. But as a new streamer, that information doesn't help you because you don't have that. You'll be at the bottom of that list. What?
I have someone on my list right now that's playing Midnight Club 3.
Really? That's nice. There was nobody streaming it when I did. It was like me and one other guy, and he had 1 viewer. So
he is the only person on Twitch streaming it right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.
He must be attempting it.
I mean, he's got
Hey.
10 viewers in there.
He's from the future.
There you
He
go.
watched the podcast, so
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's good to do, like experiment with games and things once you have a base that already watches your streams and love you for you and are going to be there regardless.
mhm.
Because then you can be that top person in that category. You could be the entire category. I used to play Gang Beasts randomly, and I was like the only person streaming Gang Beasts on the entire platform, or it was me and like one other person, because we already had a community in here that was just enjoying it and it was fun. Which it's okay to have fun and do this for fun. Like that's the whole point, right? Have fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. So if I don't answer that way, if a newer or whatever beginner streamer, whatever, or somebody that's because there are people out here that have been doing this for years who have still not found success. So I don't think newer really fits that in description anymore. But if a struggling, starting at whatever streamer asks me this question, I don't think I'm going to really answer it that way anymore. I think I'm more looking to hit what is your purpose of asking me this question? Like, what are you looking for? You know, if you're looking for views and numbers, like Saw said last episode, it's not streaming, right? Especially in today's market, it's what? It's shorts. It's, you know, networking correctly. And if you guys notice, I keep saying correctly after that because in a future episode, we will go over Sauce's absolute correct way to network because I think Sauce explains it better than any other creator I've ever heard explain it. And when I try to explain it, I say something wrong and Sauce just takes over and it's amazing. So that's for a future episode. But doing those things because you have to get your face out there, you got to get your content out there. So then, like I said in the previous episode as well, you need to be looking at your content, making sure you're able to put on a show. So that would be my answer now as a more experienced streamer is, you know, where are you putting your content out if you're trying to get viewers, you know, because I don't think the game at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're not producing anything for people to watch. So I wish that Twitch would do something about their discoverability and find, and they are trying. They've added the little picture thing that you can do. They've added where you can feature clips of yours. So they've definitely are trying. I just don't understand why they have this much experience and it seems to be a struggle to get that answer answered. I can't really speak much more on that because I don't have enough research done to give like an educational, I think this is what's going on with that. But I just wish they would do more. I wish there was a more solid answer of getting smaller streamers found. But as of right now, that answer is all your other social medias.
I was seeing, I can't remember who said it. It was a TikTok that I watched that it makes sense to not even start a channel on Twitch until you already have a solid foundation of people that watch TikToks that are interested in your content. You're already creating content on other platforms and then segue into streaming if you want to stream. Now, do I necessarily believe that? No, personally, I don't. I didn't start off posting to any socials. I started off just streaming and networking like crazy. And that was enough for me to get where I wanted to for a while. But eventually, you can't get past a certain point unless you start doing more.
Right.
So I think there's more than one ways to skin a cat, you know, for lack of a better metaphor. Everyone's going to have their own path to get places. Now, is there one that's an easier path? Of course, there's always an easier path. But as you know, many famous poets said that I took the road less traveled or the path less traveled. So do it your way. If you think it's right, it's probably right for you. If it's not, you'll learn it wasn't right. You'll stop touching the hot stove and you'll figure out how to use an oven mitt, right?
Yeah.
Eventually.
Like you're still
Unless you're
learning.
lucky.
Oh, that's great. Lucky, anything to add to all that, Mr. I don't really post TikToks. How are you growing on the Twitch app?
Mostly for me personally, it's mostly just networking right now.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, I spend a lot of my time just mostly just browsing through Twitch, finding different people. I'll lurk in the stream for a little bit, try to figure out like what kind of vibe the stream is, how the person is. You know, I'll put a little chat in there. There's a lot of people I'll chat, I'll say something, and they'll never even look. They'll never respond. You know, they won't even talk. So I mean, all right, on to the next streamer. You know,
Right.
like I want to chat and interact with the person that I'm watching.
Right.
You know, and that's just me personally.
Right. Yeah, you want to get to
But,
know them.
Yeah, right.
That's the whole point of
But
streaming. If I didn't want to get to know somebody, I'd watch a YouTube video.
Yeah.
And they still try to teach me about them.
and honestly, for me starting out, I steered away from like all the big streamers. Like,
Yeah.
I still today, like I only know like literally like a handful of big streamers. Like I've never been in their streams. I never watched their streams. I only know them because people mention them. Like XQC was mentioned. I think you said PewDiePie
Mhm.
earlier.
Yeah.
he's
I
not
don't
really
know
a
who
streamer, he's
that
like
is.
a big YouTuber, but
Yeah,
he's
I don't
not-
know who that is.
He's they're not a Twitch guy, he's a YouTube guy.
yeah, he's like one of the
Nah.
OG YouTube guys that
Gotcha. Of course, everybody knows Ninja and Tim the Tap Man and
Nick
the
Mercs and Dr.
Dr.
Disrespect.
Disrespect. Yeah, you know, a lot of people know them only because you know they're everywhere. Literally,
Yeah.
like if you got a TikTok, you know, you've probably seen at least one of their clips or something.
Yeah, I don't know how many
You know,
fan pages there are that just repost their clips and do
right,
way more
The
success.
dream, man. The dream.
Right.
right. But
Yeah.
I steered away from all that because you know I wanted to focus on somebody who I can actually go in and talk with and get to know and build that try to build that friendship.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know, and when Lucky says, you know, on to the next streamer, let's get something straight real quick. He doesn't just chat, hey, how are you, or you know, yo, what's up, or whatever the case is that he chats, and then if he doesn't get a response in 2 seconds, he just leaves. I think a
Oh,
lot
no.
of times you have to look at the content. You know, if they're in the middle of a crazy firefight, they're
yeah.
probably not going to respond to you immediately. You know,
Yeah,
unless they're me and are just like, oh, I finally got a chat. Screw the team in the game. Hi.
I give someone usually about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think
If they don't
Yeah.
respond to me within 5 minutes and there's not something crazy going on in their stream at the exact moment,
right.
then I'm out. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many raids that I have not sent because someone hasn't said hello to me after I've said hello, dropped a follow, done something in their stream.
Yeah.
Because my stream is my people's. Those are my sauce drops. I'm Mother Goose here, okay? I take care
You're
of these people.
trusting.
Yeah, I'm trusting my community with somebody that I don't really know.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you don't even have the ability to look at a screen when you're streaming and say hello.
And the funny part is that's the same person that's on Twitter talking about, I don't know why I'm not growing. I don't know why I can't seem to get followers. Like,
I dropped
It's-
35 kills in my Call of Duty game.
yeah. It's the
Yeah,
same-
you never looked at chat.
the same guy. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And you know, and I've done hundreds of terrible raids where I'll go and you know, I'll talk or whatever, and you know, they talk back and I end up raiding out, and then it's like very bad environment. And I literally immediately go to the Discord and I'm like, hey, at everyone, I deeply apologize for that. I didn't know, my bad. They sent cool. I misjudged really quickly.
Rando raids are
yeah,
it's
they're-
a risk
they're-
you're taking.
They're a big risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I think that's something
So
my
that's-
community just always appreciates out of me is like, I admit real quick if I messed up, I'm like, hey, like, my bad, guys. So,
Yeah. I think that's
But
it's a cool
sometimes rando raids are the best thing.
Exactly. That's how
mean-
you met Aztecan.
Down at that guy.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I haven't decided.
Still deciding.
there's some regret there. I can see it. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you can find the best people doing it. I don't think I've found. Let me think before I speak, because the community will most likely end up watching these.
Sakura.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I found her for you. That was technically your raid, but that was my find. You are correct.
That was
I've
your
found
find.
several community members by rating,
Yeah. I think I
and
don't have patience, so like I'm like a 3 minute in and out because I'm also like
well,
I've already
you're
went
impatient in
probably
general.
I probably already went past my stream time and I'm already in trouble for being on as late as I am. So I'm like trying to hurry up and like just raid
I've
out.
been there.
I think one of the most rewarding things whenever you're
I gotta
raiding out
sneak into
somebody
bed.
is if you raid somebody that is sitting with like a lower view count and they're like, hey, this is the first raid I've ever gotten, or so on, or something like that. And they've been streaming for like 8 months, or they've been streaming for however long, and this is the first time they've
2
gotten raided,
years.
and you're like, dude,
Yeah.
this is insane. And it, there's nothing that makes you feel, better than being able to give someone that much excitement and happiness, and with just a simple action of just, trusting someone with your community for a couple minutes.
Yeah. Real quick plug for all three of us here. We are, Twitch streamers. If you guys haven't been able to pick that up yet, we are live. Our links will be inside the link tree if you're interested in catching us there. But me and Lucky stream every Friday together and play Warzone. Since Ranked has come out, we've been playing Ranked. Anyways, besides the point, we were both streaming one night and we decide, hey, let's double raid, some random person. And we're like, okay, cool. So I believe I don't remember which one of us found him or if a mod found him. I can't remember.
I think you found him.
Okay. Oh
I'm
man,
pretty
I'm
sure.
2 for 0 right now.
2 for 2.
2 for 2. I mean, I said
2
that way
for
wrong.
0.
2 for 0.
2 for 0.
What a guy. Anyways, so we find a streamer and I'm like, I'm vibing with this dude. What you think? And he's, yeah. So now I remember. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So we do it. And this guy, I'm not going to say his name. I don't want to out him like that, but he's just like, what does that sound? And he like looks over because he probably set this alert up 2 years ago when he started streaming. And he was like, oh my God, a raid. And then immediately gets hit with another one, because obviously once we pick who it is, we said goodbye to our communities. And he was like 2, and like I don't think he was really almost in tears, but you could see some emotion in his face. And we're talking and we're like, hey man, we're dropping follows. The community was dropping follows, and he was just like, oh my God. He was so appreciative. And he told us, he's like, I've been streaming for 2 years and these are my first raids, and I got 2 in the same night. He said, this is a W night no matter what happens. And me and Lucky, I mean, we're in Discord and we're like, I mean, we're
chatting.
We didn't have cameras on, but I could feel us looking at each other like, did he just say 2 years? This is his first raid ever? Like, what? So, yeah, I mean, it's all luck, It took me 8 months. It took him 2 years. I mean, that's just, I don't think Lucky is my first raid, but you get the point.
Just let's go ahead and look at something real fast. I want you guys to pull up your Twitch real fast.
My page?
Go to the Call of Duty category.
Okay.
Let's just say Warzone.
Warzone in particular?
Yeah, Warzone in particular.
Okay.
How many people right now are watching Call of Duty?
Viewership for Warzone 47,600.
Okay. Now I want you to go to sort by low to high on your streams.
Okay.
Now I want you to scroll down until you find somebody that has 3 viewers, and tell me how long it takes you.
Okay. Like, am I trying to be as quick as I can?
Sure. Go as fast as you want.
I'm scrolling.
Okay.
All right. It took you that long, right?
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's going to wait that long to scroll down and try to find somebody that has 3 viewers?
Nah.
I'm still on 1.
So that's why it's not super surprising to me that it took him that long to get a raid. Because if you're not networking, you're not making friends already on the platform. You're lost in a sea of streamers. And everybody's stream, for the most part, if they're putting any effort into it, has a decent value look to it, right? And I don't mean to be an ass or a jerk or whatever, but that's just how it is. Like, there's so many people you're quote unquote competing against, because let's call it what it is. Let's call a spade here. You might not think of them as competition, but every single person you're competing for clicks.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you're putting yourself in a sea of thousands upon thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of Call of Duty streamers, what separates you apart? What's going to make somebody click on your stream? Do they even know who you are? You can make them know who you are by networking with other people, by posting content other places, by doing those things. But if you're just streaming, you can sit there for years, never growing, never getting a raid, because it's just so many.
So, I mean, I feel like that's just eye-opening to me. Like right now, just realizing how lucky I am that Lucky found me. It's just because I know I had
just randomly scrolling.
I must have been so far at the, like, I must have been the bottom. Like there's no way I wasn't the absolute bottom, because I know I had 0, maybe 1 if my brother's phone had battery. So
see, whenever I do look for random people to raid, I do instead of recommended, I'll do it sort from low to high.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be a super cool thing that we can talk about real quick is how you make a decision on who you raid, because obviously I need to learn from you two here live. But what I personally do is when I'm scrolling and this, this is right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's what I want to do for my community. Is I know my community,
everybody has their own opinion on that.
Yeah. I know my community likes that I chat, and I know they like that I have a camera so they can see how dumb I look when I'm trying to read chat. Because they make fun of me all the time. So I personally, if you don't even have a camera, I don't even raid you. Like, and that's not, that's just me, because I'm also looking out for my community and who I'm, and to me, and again, everybody's different. Their situations are different. How you're starting is different. Don't not start because you don't have a camera. I think you should definitely start if you don't have a camera. But to me, part of me also feels like, how serious are you taking this if you don't have a camera?
Cheap
again,
$5 camera, guys. Cheap $5 camera.
Yeah, situations are out there, but especially now and today with Amazon and whatever other websites you guys want to mention, there's 1,000 ways to get a $5 camera.
You can get a Temu camera.
A lot of people already have a camera, and it doesn't cost anything to use it. Free thing, yeah, your phone. One of the best cameras you have is at your disposal.
Yeah,
better quality than most cameras you can get for the price, for sure.
And even just in the last year, I mean, so many apps have come out that will send your camera from
like a
your phone.
app.
Yeah. So again, to me, it's just no excuse, and it's not me trying to be negative or a hater. It's just like, I'm also wanting to give my community a good experience. How serious are you taking it? And are you even going to chat because you don't have a camera?
Think about it this way. Whenever you're talking, communication is only so much verbal. There's so much nonverbal communication we have in society. So seeing someone's emotion, seeing Aztec do a stupid dance, those are things that will add to a stream. It'll help you connect better. Like, knowing my emotions whenever I say something, like if you're looking me in the eyes and I'm saying something to you, you can tell if I mean it or if I don't.
Right.
But if it's hard to relay those feelings through your voice, you can do it. There are successful streamers that don't have a camera. That's completely fine. There's also VTubers, which that's its own thing. That's fine too. If that's you, go for it. But it's so much harder to do that than it is to not have, or than just having a camera. That's so much easier. And if you're afraid to be on camera, that's fine too. Become a VTuber. Just do it.
Well, because
at least they have something to relate to.
They relate to that avatar. Yeah, absolutely. And especially with how advanced VTubing has gotten. I mean, those things move around. The mouth moves in sync with what you're saying with almost zero latency. Like, VTubing is pretty insane. Like, it's actually grown a lot. But yeah, I mean, and that mentality for me, even when I'm not rating, I think it's really followed me over to like TikTok and other things. Like when I'm scrolling, and if it's just a Call of Duty clip with no camera, even nothing. I'm going. I'm going. Like the voice would have to be pretty unique and interesting if there's even a voiceover to keep me engaged with your TikTok or whatever. You know, if it's
You're gonna see
literally
clips.
yeah. If now, especially with people like us coming in and saying, "Sure, you post another." Now, you know, in a year, maybe even 6 to 8 months from now, maybe there's a different answer of how to grow because just like streaming, I mean, how many other creators are putting TikToks out every day? You know, so it is
Some of them
insane.
3 to 4 a day, like Aztec,
Yes,
because he wants his face everywhere, which is fine.
Yes.
But you have to know that that's happening, and you can't miss it. Can't miss the boat.
right. Yeah, that's now today. Like you gotta get that done. So yeah, it's just interesting. It's just the kind of what I do for a raid. So what is your secret, Lucky? So you go in, what grabs you there? Is it their title? Because I've heard bigger streamers tell new streamers you have to have a super eye catching title. Which and in Lucky's titles, I notice he puts like real colorful emojis or exclamation points or something like that to kind of just make you, and it works when I'm just scrolling. I'm like, oh, well, what is this? Why is this got an exclamation point on it? So I think that does have some value to it.
It does. And I mean, it's a scientific fact that the color yellow and the color red, brighter colors catch attention quicker than the color not being there at all. That's why stop signs are red, because that color catches your eye, even in your peripheral vision. It catches your attention.
Okay.
So if somebody's scrolling, they see something colorful. Ooh, yeah. At least I do. But I can't help it. Squirrel.
That's why squirrels are not red.
But no, I'll check out. I'll look at the title. I do look to see if they have a webcam. If they don't have a webcam, but there's like effort put into their title, I'll probably click on it just to see what they're doing, how they are. One thing for me is if I click on a stream to consider for rating and it's like a followers only chat.
Yeah, I'm out.
I immediately am like, nah, let's keep going. Like,
so
you're gonna force me to follow just so I can talk.
Yeah, especially if you're a smaller streamer
and you have that. Don't do
it.
Don't force someone to follow you to talk to you. All they're gonna do is leave. Like, it's just not going to happen. You might think that's to protect yourself. It's not going to protect you.
There's way more settings that will do way more to protect you than follower only chat.
That's going to hinder your growth. That's all it's going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you're getting, hate rated or whatever, and you do it, I still don't agree with it, because what if I happen to come in and now I think you're just a follower only person? Yeah. So I back out if I see follower only. I broke that rule the other day though, and it was actually really good. Because one of the things that I do while I'm waiting for them to chat back with me is I'm looking at their profile and I'm looking at how much effort they put into their panels, their backgrounds, their about me, and then if I see zero effort and they're not chatting with me quickly, I'm out of there. You're not taking this serious. This isn't serious for you.
Right.
So, but we found one. Her panels were amazing. Her about me was amazing. And she had follower only chat. And I asked the chat because I was still live. I was like, hey guys, like follower only. But I think her emotes were in relative to Crash, who was a community member. They had the same exact emotes. She had something else in there, I can't remember at this moment, that related to somebody else that's in my community. And I was like, oh, this is for you. And then it was like a Canadian gamer. I was like, oh, Golden, this relates to you. I was like, this person seems to mix really well with our community. What do you guys think? And they were like, let's do it. And yeah, I mean, they said that they still check her out here and there. So it was actually a W. So it's not always a guarantee that, it's not going to work. But now here comes into that, her title, her about me, her page being good, all that came into play, and I dropped a follow and I chatted before I rated, and she was on it. She was just like, yep, hello, hi. And, a big one for me is when they get my name right, so I was like, she got my name right. Yeah, we're raiding out.
He wouldn't have rated me then.
not
Still
for.
didn't say his name right for the longest time.
It's like 3
I
months.
didn't
dude.
say his name right for like 3 months until I heard Toon say it. I was like, wait a minute, I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
Like, it's depressing that I knew how to say his name right before you did, and he didn't even like me.
I can't even
What's
remember how
crazy,
you
it's
said
been
it.
so long now. I don't even know how I was saying it back then.
You don't even. You can't even look at my name and be like, "How did
Was
I
it
mess this up?"
Tekin?
Yeah.
I think it was Aztecan.
Welcome in, Aztecan. I was like, "Oh, this guy."
This guy.
It was terrible. It was
So-
He's bubbly, so it's okay.
Okay, lucky beard.
Jeez. So for raids, I tend to not do a lot of random raids here recently. I do a lot of raids to people that I've networked with, but if it has to be a random raid, I try to find someone that's playing the same game that I'm playing first and foremost, or a game in the genre that I'm playing,
Why is that?
which is survival, because people that watch survival games want to watch survival games. Why does my community that watches survival games want to watch somebody play Call of Duty?
So you're saying in that moment, the viewers that you have is you're rating out to the content that they obviously showed up for, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, they might be showing up for me, but they also like survival games. Like, that's the genre that most of them choose to watch in general.
Right.
Why would I try to make someone that loves chocolate milk drink strawberry milk if chocolate milk's available?
Hey,
Strawberry
late at
milk's
night,
great.
3 a.m. You wake up with the hot sweats. Strawberry milk be hitting, bro. Let me
Dude,
tell
Strawberry
you.
milk's great.
It be hitting. I'm a
But
chocolate
if I
guy,
have
but
chocolate milk, I'm
Ooh.
having chocolate.
woo.
So I try to find
Do like my
someone that's in
strawberry
that
milk.
genre.
And that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I will go in and I sort from lowest to high. I will look for someone that has a camera. I want someone that has a camera. I need someone that has good sound quality. Because if your sound quality is not right, that's the hardest thing to get right as a streamer. So I know if you have good sound quality, you care about your stream
Right.
and you have put effort into it.
Yeah.
Which, if
100%.
anyone needs sound tips, let us know. We'll be glad to help you.
Absolutely.
Hardest part is getting your sound right. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle for everybody when they first start. My beginning clips sound absolutely terrible. There's a reason that I have this microphone now instead of the piece of crap tin can that I was using when I first started. I was using a lapel mic when I first started. Like, I'm talking a $10
brand
lapel
before.
mic that was right here.
Oh, I
was-
do remember that one.
Got 'em.
Yeah.
Was terrible. This is the first mic that I bought with my money.
Yeah.
I did have a couple mics that were gifted to me throughout the time that I've been streaming that were on my wish list or whatever, but that's neither here nor there. Appreciate you, Slim, Mr. Grimm, Mr. Grimothy, Slimothy,
W.
W Human and Husky as well, both W's. But if they have good quality on their video, they have good quality on their sound, and they're willing to chat with me, it's a W. I'm going in as long as the vibes feel right. If it
So-
feels wrong or off, I'm not rating.
So what if I'm just starting out as a newer streamer, or I've been here 2 years and I don't have anybody in my chat? Should I still rate out? Because I mean, it'll be a rate of 1. It'll be just me. Should I still rate out at that point, or what are you guys' views on how many people do I have to rate out with to rate out? And I know Kick, which calls it hosting, I know they have a preset limit of you have to have 5. You have to have at least 5 viewers to rate
I
out,
hate
which
that.
Twitch doesn't
I
have.
can't stand that.
Now the streamer themselves in the settings has the ability to say, I don't want to rate if there's not at least this many people, which I think you're unless you're a big streamer, I think you're kind of a jackass for that. Like you should be accepting to whatever you can get, whatever love you can get.
So my opinion might be different than your guys's.
Okay.
If you're rating and if you have someone in chat with you that you can send, do it. But if you're just rating when you're by yourself, I feel like you're just trying to get your name on the screen of somebody else's stream. You could just end your stream and go into that stream and start talking and networking if you really wanted to. But if you actually have a viewer, send that person to their stream and raid, because that I feel like that's more it's like earned and like
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. So I understand what you're saying, but I think if to grow on what you said, if you're doing that, then I think 100% you should find somebody with 0 or 1, because you're also
That's
going to
what I
be
was gonna
1.
say.
100%. If you're streaming a bigger streamer, it doesn't matter at that point. 5 plus. It does seem like you're just trying to get clout, basically, for, oh, look at me, I rated you. Sadly, it doesn't look impressive when it was just you coming in. But I totally get what you're saying. Like, yeah, like, oh yeah, let me go raid Ninja because I want my name. Nobody in that chat cares that you just rated, bro. Nobody
Right.
cares. So yeah, but you just did, whatever 2 hour, 4 hour, most beginning streamers 8 hour mistake streams. I think it's a mistake to stream for 8 hours to nobody personally. That's just how I feel. I mean,
I
if
think it
you
can
have
be a mistake.
time to make content after that 8 hours as well, go ahead, knock yourself out. But to me, I would stream, 2 or 3 hours and then use those other hours to polish that content.
To play devil's
So-
advocate, you go ahead, Lucky.
To grow off of that, for me personally, like if you're just starting out streaming and you're trying to hit affiliate, streaming for 8 hours, don't do it.
Detrimental.
Yeah, you're only hurting yourself at that point.
Okay.
Stream for 2 hours max. For me personally, stream for 2 hours max. If you want to keep playing the game, play the game, but hit record.
But what if I hit a super cool clip, Lucky?
Hit record.
All right.
Record it,
Oh.
post it, and keep going.
Yes, but no. The reason I'm going to say no, hitting affiliate doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
Doesn't matter. You're not getting
I
paid
said
as soon as you
if.
hit affiliate. Doesn't matter. It's going to take a minute. It's fine. If it takes you a year, if it takes you 6 months, if it takes you a week, I don't care. It's going to take time regardless.
Yeah.
But what you're gaining by streaming 8 hours, if you're doing it correctly, is experience streaming.
Yeah.
And nothing in the world is better than experience doing
college
something.
degree is better. Whatever.
It's not. It's not. Because I can guarantee that if I went to college and learned everything that Lucky knows, Lucky's still kicking my ass at doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
Because that's just what he does.
You got that old man experience.
So having
Yeah.
experience in it, huge.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
where I agree that streaming too long is not necessarily a good thing, streaming, if you're doing it correctly for that time period, is one of the most valuable things that you can do as a streamer. As long as you are talking consistently, you are acting like there's 1,000 people in your stream watching, you are consistently narrating what you're doing, and you are using that to put elsewhere. But if
Yeah.
you're not, it's a waste of fucking time and don't do it.
Yeah, and I agree with what you're saying for sure. And I think when I spoke, I'm thinking my situation, like somebody with a wife, kids, a full time job, like you probably don't have 8 hours to sit there and grind out, because on top of that, you're not getting anywhere, and that's a quicker way to burn out and a quicker way to give up, because you're gonna be like, I put 8 hours in, and nobody comes in. Well, they're not going to, bud. Like again, use your socials, use all that. So 100%. But back to the rating aspect of it is, I would always rate out for every stream. Definitely had streams where I didn't rate out and it feel good or whatever the situation was. I would always rate out. But when I raid personally, even today, and I still do it, I don't know if it's, I'm sure you guys will have something to say about it, but I don't rate anybody with a higher viewer count than me for fear of what Sosh just said. People think I'm coming in for just clout. So I'll do equal or lower. Because I don't want people to think that I'm just in there trying to steal their people, or and unfortunately there are some streamers out there that aren't the best people, and they'll call you out right there on stream. Oh wow, rate of 1, thanks. Nobody here is gonna follow you. Oh, okay. Sorry for trying to make you feel good. Not everybody's super awesome like bubbly like Lucky.
It's definitely
I'm
that
kind of the same
aspect.
way in that aspect, to be honest. But unless it's somebody that I know that I've been networking with, otherwise I probably wouldn't either.
I agree. I do the same thing. Like I try to raid people that have. I want it to go where it has the most impact, and it's usually going to have more impact with somebody that doesn't have that many people in their stream because it's going to make their night even better.
Yeah.
Um, where a couple followers from me rating somebody that has an equal amount or more is great. Like it looks nice on my stat line, but at the end of the day, the number of followers you have, it matters about as much as what I had for breakfast 4 days ago. It just doesn't matter at all. Like you don't get sponsorships because you have a lot of followers. You get sponsorships because you have concurrent viewers.
Yeah.
So don't chase the follows. You are chasing making relationships with people. And if you're using this as a networking tool, which some people are against it, some people are for it. I am for using Raid as a networking tool because I'm raiding someone that has a smaller amount of people normally, and they're going to be excited about it. So they're going to check out your content, all of those things. Now, don't necessarily do it because that is the end goal, is have them check out your content. You're doing it
Right.
with the right reasons behind it. You're doing it because you're wanting to spread happiness, spread positivity, or as Lucky says, keep the love moving forward. Like that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Is spreading love and making someone's night better. Because that person could have been sitting in that stream for 3 hours. It could be their last day streaming, like Aztecan.
I was on my
And
last
you
legs.
could be the person that changes it all for them. And it just clicks. And that's the person they needed. And now they're averaging, 15 people per stream like a year later.
Yeah. That's been crazy. Yeah, definitely. Something that I've been doing, because, now with experience and with having built a community, shout out to Temple Fam, building community, something I've been doing is I have younger, brand new streamers, not necessarily younger, I meant newer streamers, come in and they're just looking for a home. And, if they network correctly, which again is a big deal for us, they come in, they're really trying to just be a community member, and either we as a community have given them the confidence to stream or start back up streaming. If I notice that they're on and they've been super active the correct way, I definitely want to shoot them a raid first. Or especially when I know that they're grinding for affiliate and they're just missing, the viewership part. And I've checked them out already and I think they're great. Definitely been trying to aim at shooting raid Simone community. I think that's why I've been feeling more successful with it lately, because that's what I've been doing. So definitely do that.
Question for you.
Go ahead.
Can we stop using the term grinding for affiliate?
No.
Like just in general. Like I understand that it's hard.
It's a grind.
But is it really? It's all a process. It's only a grind if you have the mindset that it's going to change everything once you become an affiliate.
And I think
nothing changes.
I think
You're
that's
still
the saddest,
streaming.
Right. I think that's the saddest thing is when you have that thing to chase and you're super motivated. Because I have a community member in mind right now that was doing this. I want affiliate, streaming every day, doing the right things, chatting, posting videos. He's doing great. And then got affiliate and realized there's nothing to grind for. I mean, of course there's partner, but that's so out of reach. For most people at that point. You see them fall off and give up. They just, like, meeting that goal was the worst thing to happen for that person, because after that it was
I
like,
don't necessarily
what do I
like
do?
the idea of grinding for affiliate. What
Yeah.
you're doing is just trying to get better every single time. You don't need that for emotes. You can get better TTV emotes. You can get 7 whatever emotes. You don't need these things in order to be on Twitch.
Right.
You can even have a channel point system through Stream Elements if you wanted to, or through other things.
Yeah.
So nothing that they offer from Twitch is special, except there's going to be ads on your stream and you're going to be possibly getting subs and things. But you can get subs through Discord. You can get subs through Patreon. You can get subs on your OF pages. You could do multiple things. But what I'm telling you is it's not a grind for affiliate. It's a grind to get better. An affiliate is just a fancy way of saying, I've been streaming for a little while. It's going to happen. Stop saying I'm grinding for it, because if you have that mentality that it's a grind and it's something you have to fight tooth and nail for, after you get it, just like your friend that you were talking about, you're going to lose motivation.
Yeah.
Because the next step is partner if you're grinding for something that's already fit with the Twitch system. Because there's nothing between affiliate and partner.
Right. Which is what, like 75 average viewers?
Yes, 75 average viewers.
Yeah,
and then you can
75.
apply to be a partner. It's not you're guaranteed to be a partner.
Right.
They can tell you no.
Mm-hmm.
For multiple reasons.
Yeah, just because they want to say no. Like,
Exactly.
they don't have to have a reason.
You don't look money, big dog? No.
Yeah, so just be better. That's your only goal. Be better every day than you were the day before. If you're doing that, you'll become an affiliate in no time. You'll become a partner eventually, because if you're always being better, you're always getting to the next level on your own. It's a byproduct of getting better at what you're doing. Just like making money on Twitch. It's a byproduct of doing what you're supposed to be doing anyway.
Right. Yeah,
So
man.
don't grind for affiliate, grind to be better.
Yes, just try to be better every day.
Okay. When you're attempting to reach affiliate.
Well, I mean, I understand, but I understand it's a goal. Goals are great to have.
Yeah, super great.
But goals can also be detrimental, like we just talked about with your friend, because you lose motivation after you hit a goal. Yeah. Everyone does. Just like after you watch a Netflix series, you binge watch, you don't know what you're going to do next.
That is the worst feeling.
It is. Yeah. That's what it's like when you hit affiliate. You're excited. Like
you watch
you
all
have
of
one
Avatar
big
in one night.
stream. Yeah. Pretty much. Avatar was great, by the way. But you have that one big stream where everyone comes in, you get a hype train, then it's back to normal.
Yeah.
Then it's back to grinding every single day, if you think of it that way. So just think of it as getting better, doing more, learning something you didn't know the day before, and becoming a better streamer.
Yeah. And honestly, and jokes aside, that should be your goal. When you feel like you don't have a goal, is that self-improvement daily. That's what you need. You know, what you should watch your VOD looking for your TikTok clips, right? If you don't have a PC. If you have a PC, make that hotkey button, because game changer. And you should be looking at, you know, what you did or didn't do correctly, and build on what you did do correctly, and then fix what you didn't do. If you're like, man, I could have said I'm building this, you know, roof at this angle because of in-game rain or something like that, you know, but I didn't say anything here. There's 10 minutes of silence while I'm building this roof. So I mean, those are the things we say or mean when we say get better. You know, it's not like get better doesn't mean have more viewers. Get better means do the right things to get more views.
Right.
And that doesn't necessarily be better at the game, because being so good at COD doesn't matter. Being a better interactive streamer, that matters.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm nowhere near
very few people
as good as I used to be at COD. I feel like I regress weekly.
Very few people can command a stream based on their skill level. Very, very few in the world have that ability to do that. There are some that are that good, but they are the best in the world at a game. We are not that. And whoever's listening to this, it ain't you, bud. It ain't you. Sit down, learn how to stream. I'm taking on the bad boy role. Let's get it.
Take it. So to take what you said and kind of circle back into one of the only times that I've really rated out with a streamer bigger than, you know, my viewer count by, you know, way more, would be when I'm playing PUBG and I want to rate out to our boy Rolly.
Roly-poly-potamus.
And Rolly as a bigger streamer, he's so great because he I don't even know if he. I mean, I'm sure he does because he's a streamer, but I wouldn't know if he looked at the number of people that I just rated him with, because he treats. I mean, I remember I rated him with like 3 people, and then I'm in there talking to him. He's like appreciative to the fact that I rated him. This is what I love about this guy, and he's talking to me like we're equals or something. Like oh, you're also a streamer. Like we're equal. And I absolutely love that invitingness of Rolly. And then 10 minutes later, I think it was, somebody come in with like a 200 person raid, and he treated them the exact same way he treated me. And I love that.
Which is how it should be.
Right.
Which is how everybody should be, right? You know, so, and I'm not gonna lie, I've caught myself where I'm getting a couple raids back to back, and they're like, 5 or less, and I'm just like, oh my god, a raid, thank you so much. And then a raid of like 30 comes in, and I'm like, holy shit, we just got a raid, and that's something that when I look back at my clips, I'm like, I gotta get better at that. If I'm gonna give the 30 person raid that energy, I've got to get better giving the 2 person raid that energy.
100%.
Absolutely.
Because just looking back at it, I'm like, what a douche. Like that's terrible.
Guess what? You just got better.
I felt myself level up.
A little bit.
Yeah, so that'd be the only time I broke that rule, and because I had faith that Rolly wasn't going to look at it negatively, like, oh, he's just in here trying to steal people. No, like, he knew I was playing PUBG, and he knew that he's the number 1 PUBG streamer there is. So, in my opinion,
Yeah, Rolly's awesome.
Yeah,
Love that guy and his content.
W human.
Always blitzed out of his mind though.
So, well, I think that wraps up this episode. Thank you guys. And again, we'll be posting these weekly, so come check us out. And again, if you love us, you want more of the content, make sure you drop follows on all socials that we have. And if you love us individually, because you just don't like me at all, you're not vibing with me, but you love Sauce, his link tree is within the link tree. So go check him out as well. Lucky's is in there. And if you like me too. Much love, guys.